What is dementia? Dementia is an umbrella term for a range of progressive conditions that affect the brain. Dementia damages nerve cells in the brain, and that means that messages cannot be sent effectively, which prevents the brain from functioning normally. There are over 200 types of dementia. The four most common types are Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, dementia with Lewy bodies, and frontotemporal dementia. You can have more than one type of dementia together, and that's known as mixed dementia. Most commonly, this is Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. Dementia can affect people of any age, but it's more commonly diagnosed in people over the age of 65. A person developing dementia before the age of 65 is said to have young onset dementia. There are over 850,000 people living with dementia in the UK, and this is set to rise to over 1 million people by 2021. Regardless of which type of dementia is diagnosed and what part of the brain is affected, each person will experience dementia in their own way. And I think this is a really important quote. And it is, if you've met one person with dementia, you've only met one person. That is, each individual will talk, act, remember and behave differently, not simply because of what stage of dementia they're in, but because they are who they are. We must treat everybody uniquely and personalise their care. Some symptoms of dementia can include memory problems. So people with dementia might have problems retaining new information. They might get lost in previously familiar places and may struggle with names. Relatives might notice the person seems increasingly forgetful, misplacing things regularly. People may experience difficulty processing information. So people with dementia may have difficulty with time and place. For example, getting up in the middle of the night to go to work, even though they're retired. Also, their concentration could be affected. There may be a difficulty when shopping with choosing the items and then paying for them. For some people, the ability to reason and make decisions may also be affected. Some may get a sense of restlessness and prefer to keep moving than to sit still. Others may be reluctant to take part in activities that they used to enjoy. Another symptom could be communication problems. People with dementia might repeat themselves often or have difficulty finding the right words. Reading and writing might become challenging. They might experience changes in personality and behaviour. Mood swings, anxiety and depression. They can lose interest in seeing others socially. Following and engaging in conversation can be difficult and tiring, and so a formerly outgoing person might become quieter and more introverted. Their self-confidence might also be affected. So the most common type of dementia is Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is caused by changes in the structure of the brain. And due to a buildup of proteins, this can result in plaques and tangles. And this damages the brain cell's ability to transmit messages. And it can unfortunately eventually lead to brain cell death. So as you can see on this slide, the picture on the right-hand side is the brain of somebody with severe Alzheimer's disease, and the picture on the left is a healthy brain, so it's quite obvious the difference there. Signs of Alzheimer's tend to develop gradually over time and can affect concentration, memory, communication and word finding, and skills such as reading, writing, numeracy, planning and sense of direction. There are some medications called memory enhancers which are available, and these can help to slow the progression, but it does not prevent or cure Alzheimer's disease. Vascular dementia is the second most common type of dementia. This is caused by problems in the supply of blood to the brain cells. Commonly, it can be caused by a stroke or a series of small strokes. You may have heard these referred to as TIAs or transischemic attacks, which can cause localized damage to the area of the brain that's affected. Often, this can cause a sudden change in the person before their condition plateaus. And this damage often means that the person does not function in quite the same way as they did before. Dementia with Lewy bodies is another form of dementia that can affect movement and motor control. So a person with Lewy bodies might be prone to falling, have tremors similar to Parkinson's disease, have trouble swallowing, shuffle when they walk, experience disrupted sleep patterns due to intense dreams or nightmares, have visual or auditory hallucinations, so they may see and hear things that aren't there. Memory is often less affected than with other types of dementia, but a person might experience sudden bouts of confusion, which can change on an hourly basis. Another form of dementia is frontotemporal dementia, also known as Pick's disease. This tends to affect people aged 45 to 65 years of age, but they can be older. It affects most of the frontal lobes. So you can see on this picture here, the brown area is the frontal lobe, and this controls our personality, social functioning, decision making, problem solving, insight, empathy, motivation and planning. So all these different areas can be affected. And also the temporal lobes. So that's the blue area. This is important for speech, word finding, comprehension and language ability. And the hippocampus is in this area too, which is also affected with Alzheimer's. It's often not recognised straight away, and it's not diagnosed until people have had symptoms, unfortunately, for 45 years, as early signs can often be missed. So, who gets dementia and can it be prevented? About 10% of young onset dementias can be due to a genetic mutation, such as some form of frontotemporal dementia. There's another form called Huntington's disease, and there's a rare familial family inherited Alzheimer's disease. However, in older age, most cases of dementia are not thought to be inherited. And recent research suggests that you can delay or prevent dementia by making some lifestyle changes. So if you remember what's good for the heart is good for the brain, you're partway there. So eat a balanced, healthy diet, keep hydrated, don't smoke, avoid too much alcohol, keep your cholesterol and blood pressure under control. And if you're diabetic, keep your blood sugar under control. Stay physically active and mentally stimulated with different activities to stimulate different parts of the brain. For example, walking, gardening, singing, art, music, reading, hobbies and interests. So thank you very much for listening to this. My contact number, the contact number for the Admiral Nurse Helpline, and also the contact number for the Royal British Legion Admiral Nursing Service is attached here.